Okay.
Let's rummage
Uh,
through everything. Snoop
yeah.
around.
Do we see anything like inside that's
Uh,
special?
yeah. So you're looking around. Does anybody go in to look, or are they just kind of like peering like through the door that Raphael just kicked over?
Um. Well, I guess first, do we see anything through just the regular door?
No, low. So when you look into it, because of the way the lighting is, right, it's a little bit hard to see from outside to in. It looks really dark. You can kind of make out. It looks like what you'll be walking into is like a I guess an eating area or a kitchen of some sorts. But outside of that, it doesn't look any different than how every other house is fashioned.
I guess Cash is gonna pull out his 9mm and then kind of step in and start looking around.
Okay, cool. So you walk inside this house and you're looking around a little bit and now that the lighting has adjusted since you're inside of it, it's easier to see what's going on. The kitchen's pretty basic, but you notice there's a couple of things on the stove that don't normally go there, and it looks like he may have been fashioning his own type of drug and
Is it
cooking
a
it.
meth lab?
It might be. It might be. I mean, one of you can
Can we
taste
sell the
it.
meth?
It's up to you, I guess.
I'll
But
I'll taste the meth. I'll take
Uh,
one for the team.
Cash likes money. He'll sell meth.
okay. So you see this? It's
I have contacts. Don't worry, man.
you can't really. There's no way for you to really carry the stuff that's been liquefied. But there is some of the like crystalline meth just kind of sitting along in little baggies. There's like 3 little bags. Are you guys gonna take it?
Yes, I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
One for each of us.
Okay.
3 bags.
I think Blackbird does pretty all right for money, so she
She's-
doesn't need to.
Then I'll take one bag for myself. Then
Okay. So
Yeah.
Raphael takes 2 bags of the meth. Cash takes one. Got it. All right, so you're walking in, so you see that going on. In the rest of the room, there's not a whole lot going on. There's another room separated by another door. That typically the living room ish kitchen area are kind of one area, and like the bedroom bathroom ish areas would be in another. So in most of the houses in the D block and most of C block are kind of fashioned in this manner. There's not a whole lot to them. They were just put together during like um, the influx of like people coming into this town. No dice. Nobody's doing anything else.
Um. Okay, so hold on. What did you just say? I kind of missed that.
Sure,
Sorry.
no problem. So, you saw the drugs kind of being made on the side. You guys kind of indulged in taking those. Like I said, the living area and the kitchen are pretty. There's not a whole lot to them. They're just kind of like one roomed area. There's another room on the side that's also separated by it's not really. I shouldn't say it's a door. It's more like a curtain. It's basically that's how everything is separated inside because if you the doors are pretty heavy, so to have one indoors is kind of silly. So they're usually separated by a curtain. There's no way to kind of see into it unless you go past the curtain, but it would be like the bedroom slash bathroomish area.
uh,
I guess I'll go check out that area.
Yeah.
Okay. Are
mhm.
all 3 of you going in?
I'll go with him just in case something happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to have like one of your guns out or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Like the
Cool. All right. So you guys walk into the room. Are you pulling the curtain back? Or are you kind of like ripping it off? Or
pulling it back.
Yeah.
Shalom.
okay. Yep.
Yeah.
You pull the curtain back. You look into the room, and there is. It doesn't look like really anything. The bed is made. Everything's kind of situated, and it looks fairly untouched. There is a. Let's see here. You walk in. There's the bed is made. There's a nightstand. It looks like with just like a a watch, like an old pocket watch. Um, the bathroom doors open. That looks uh, pretty like normal. Outside of like a couple of needles, like used needles that are just sitting around there. Um,
Uh,
yep.
um, I want to look inside the toilet.
Okay. Yeah, you open up the toilet. The only thing that's in the bottom of it actually is some old rusted metal. You're not really sure. It looks kind of like almost like bullet casings. They were like fashioned out of some sort of metal, and they've been sitting in there for a long while. But they're just rusted. There's not really anything to them, but a little bit strange that there'd be bullet
Um,
casings in the toilet.
I'm gonna go ahead and take those.
Okay. Yeah. So
They could be useful. Could be a clue to something. Could be
yeah.
useful
And
for something
could-
else in the long run.
Could I like kind of
Wink,
peek
wink.
around the bed?
Yeah. How are you? Like, what are you doing?
I guess like I don't know, looking under it, maybe taking the sheets off or whatever.
Sure. Sure. Dingo, what are you doing while this is all happening?
Dingo stalks around the backside of the greenhouse. He just with his head on the walls, and he just listens what's going on inside. He probably peeks into through windows, just getting sure that they're okay.
Sure. So in these houses, there's actually no windows, right? Since they are all made of kind of like dumpsters, there's not really any. The only openings are where there are doors typically. So in trying to listen through, you're listening through basically a dumpster. So it just sounds muffled and kind of echoey, like you can't really make out anything that they're saying or doing. So.
But he would know if there would be any commotions or
Yes.
even a fight going on, right?
Yeah, he would hear. Yeah.
That's all what he needs, probably, pretty much.
Okay.
And else he just checks the back of the house if there's anything worth notable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't see anything that's too out of the ordinary. He's just kind of looking around. It's the back of a house. There's garbage, a little bit of.
Should I roll sharp? Maybe maybe I see something interesting.
I'm sorry. What are you rolling?
Sharp?
To read a situation? No, there's not really.
I think.
There's not really anything going on.
Okay.
For that piece of it, it's just like I said, it's pretty standard out there.
Okay. Well, I guess then I would just follow after them.
Okay. Would you stay like in kind of like I guess a room away to make sure they don't see you, or would you make yourself known?
I think they would know if he comes in.
Okay. All right. Cool. So
He doesn't try to be sneaky anymore.
okay.
He probably took us in machete and just scrapes it against the walls.
Okay. Before he makes himself present, I just need to know what Blackbird is doing. So, Cash is searching the bed. Anthony's kind of checking out the bathroom and scooping bullet casings out of a toilet, unfortunately. What is Blackbird up to? Right before... It's basically moments before, Dingo makes himself present.
Cool. I think she is looking for, like, notes and papers and kinds of communication. Basically any indication of what he's been up to and what he's planning.
Sure. So do you see anything, I guess, like where are you looking for that kind of stuff?
Well, if he has a nightstand or a desk,
Yep.
just maybe like checking floorboards and cabinets and where he might have a cache.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay. So, Raphael, you found those bullet casings. You don't recognize, you're pretty good on guns and stuff, and you don't really recognize where they are. They're a little hard to see in general just because they're so rusted, but you're noticing kind of little etchings on them. You can't quite make out what it is, but you definitely notice that whoever sold these bullets has kind of like a mark that they're leaving on these bullets, right?
Yeah.
Cash, you're digging around the bed and everything like that. You don't really find anything, just some loose change and not really like anything of note. Blackbird, you do find something.
I take the change.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh. What do I find?
Blackbird opens up the drawer, and inside of it are a couple of receipts, it looks like. Basically, agreements that say, here you can have, you're basically renting out 2 of my employees to, basically, they're hired as hitmen, right? So you see those. They're signed by a guy by the name of Rage. That's all it says down there.
Nice.
And yep, it's that's who the co-owner. So you see B's name on the one side and you see Rage on the other. You notice a couple other like correspondences back and forth that look like they're dated older. So it's almost like you look at the correspondences, they were kind of talking back and forth. He's explaining the situation about the Nepenthe and how he wants it shut down, trying to figure out basically the best way to do that. This guy is saying back, or I shouldn't say that, this person is saying back, yeah, we have ways of taking care of stuff like that. We understand what it's like. We can give you 2 of our hitmen, and that should be able to take care of the job. And just as you're finding those, before whether or not you do or do not share the news, it would be just before that, Dingo walks in the door.
Nice.
Yep. So what is your reaction to seeing, this infamous, killer who has nothing but like a not so great reputation around everybody else, but anytime you guys have seen him, he's been helpful.
I'll greet him.
Yeah, Blackbird turns around and actually smiles at Dingo.
Okay.
I think Cash has the least real experience with Dingo, so I think he's gonna let him come in and not do anything about it, but he's just gonna kind of stay in the back and be neutral.
Okay. Dingo just stares at them like he stands there like a statue really and just stares at Blackbird, smiling at him until she gets probably uncomfortable smiling at him.
Now,
No, I don't.
would they be able to see your smile underneath your mask, though? That's the question.
Probably not. It's creepy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you've got this really horrified person. He probably smells pretty bad. I shouldn't assume. We don't know what he smells like because we don't know about his living quarters. But I imagine that he wouldn't be smelling that pleasant, given the grime and the blood and things like that that have been on him. His mask is clearly horrifying. It's not really that thing, and Blackbird seems to be digging it. She's like, yeah. What a hard ass. So it doesn't bother any of you guys. You guys are cool with it. He's cool. So I guess Dingo, do you speak to them at all? Do you just stand there?
I just look around and I don't really see anything that would interest me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you guys say anything to Dingo?
Glad you're here, actually. I found something rather interesting. And she'll motion for all of them to come closer so she can show them the communications between B and Rage.
Mm-hmm.
Is that anything to any of you?
I don't know anyone named Rage.
I consider myself a pretty well-connected person, but it's not one I'm familiar with either. However, it looks like they hired out Hornet and Wasp to be for the purposes of trying to get my establishment shut down.
Dingo just looks at the paper and then just snarls, "Rage."
You know that.
He just shrugs. It was probably something that just came out of his mind. Who knows?
Raphael, how do you respond to the information? So you found out now that these two hired guys were there to essentially kill or figure out a way to shut down the Nepenthe. I mean, they're hired men, so you're familiar with that kind of personality.
That's unfortunate, first of all. I guess I'm fairly upset because these people are like my friends,
Yeah.
Like, trying to get my friend's business shut down. Not cool, man.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
cool.
you've been working there a couple of times. I mean, you guys might not be the closest of friends, but you like it. It's a stable job, and
Yeah.
pays what you need it to do, and keeps your guns clean. So, yeah, okay.
I've actually kind of got an idea. Like you said, Raphael is kind of hired gun himself. Maybe we could try and get the word out there that Raphael's seeking new employment and kind of try and get Rage to maybe approach Raphael to hire him or something.
Yes, once more I'll just take one for the team. You got it.
Okay.
You can handle yourself.
I'm like the prostitute of the group.
Did you say, like, or is that you, Anthony? Because Blackbird would have a reaction to you saying that. You said that in character.
Are you saying that out loud? Like, sure, I'll be the prostitute of the group, or?
Yes. Oh yes. Hell yes, I am.
Blackbird arched an eyebrow.
I'm already thinking about the pretty dress I'm gonna buy after this.
A group that
two
can
things.
never have too many prostitutes.
Oh God.
But now
When I get my
on me too,
improvement, I
apparently.
can when I get my improvement, I can grab fucking as a gig. So
Excellent. Even more work for you to do. It depends.
All right,
Blackbird and I wrote the talk of prostitution.
So Cash has the idea of potentially trying to get Rage's attention.
Pimping me out to Rage.
Yeah, trying to get Rage's attention by hiring Raphael as one of his, hired henchmen. And okay, so how do you guys plan on, I guess, doing that?
We're gonna put up signs and
actually,
we're gonna put
I
up
have
signs.
I have a question about one of Blackbird's moves. Don't you have something that is like
Yes!
you can get
I do!
information out there?
Yes! When you want to know, I think I have a couple things. I have two things I can do.
Sure.
Thank you so much for reminding me, James. When you want to know something about somebody important, your call, roll plus hot. On a hit, you can ask the MC questions. I can ask them a question. Yes. Okay, I'm going to do that.
Okay. Do you have to do
And
that?
also,
Just out of curiosity, do you have to do that while you're at the Nepenthe, or can that just be anywhere?
it just says, when you want to know what's important.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it might just
So it
be
doesn't
I don't know,
say-
like rumors she's picked up from customers and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's
So, you guys are talking, Blackbird's gone cold, so sure she's to talk about prostitutes, considering that she used to be a really famous one.
Mhm.
And that is an 8. Excellent.
Okay.
All right. So 7 times 8. I get to ask one. How could I get to them, physically or emotionally?
Okay. How can you get to? I assume you're referring to Rage.
Yes.
Let's see here. So Rage is very very power driven, right? He's the leader of a group of individuals who have a lot of potential to be basically. He wants to create himself his own little haven of power-hungry people. And so to get to him physically, it actually would be just okay by letting him know that you've got a guy that carries all these guns around. He would be impressed knowing that you were able to befriend somebody like this, and he may be interested in making a deal to basically have you barter Raphael from you to him.
Huh.
Okay.
I have meth
Now.
too. Tell him I have meth.
I totally do fingers in every pie too. Just have range establishment, not be like out there.
All right. So how are you putting the word out? I guess that would be a better question than asking like. That's why I asked if you did it at the Nepenthe, because you kind of need a way to like. I don't mind that you.
Yeah,
that
I
you-
think.
We could head back to the tent.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think the fingers in every pie that'd be a good place to start with Nepenthe. So I think we'll go to Nepenthe, and Blackbird has a variety of clients and employees.
Can you do me a favor?
So I think
Hang
Yeah.
tight. Hang tight 2 seconds, because on your way out, you actually run into B. He is coming back from wherever he was and sees you guys like you're coming out of the bedroom, and he's coming like in through his kitchen, and you guys run into each other face to face. And he looks
Nice.
shocked at first. He like his eyes are really wide, and then they kind of slink down into a narrow scowl, and he's not too pleased. He says, "Fuck are you doing in my house?"
what the fuck do you think we were doing?
The
What do you do?
The
Stealing
second,
your meth and your toilet.
the second Dingo sees B, he just charges at him.
Okay, so you're going aggro on him then?
Yeah, I don't want to attack him, I just want to go aggro on his ass.
Nice.
That's cool, right? Nee.
No,
That is hard.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's hard.
that's
good. Even better chances.
Oh.
Can I help? Oh, that was only a 1d6.
I didn't roll yet. 1 second. Now, 9.
Okay.
Woot woot!
All right, so we'll take that. Let's see what we got here. So, let's see. Yeah, so he sees you kind of running towards him, like charging forward, and he thinks you just kind of want to get out and not be seen. So he like steps to the side and kind of just lets you keep running. So yeah, he's not. I mean, he's not really that like you kind of just charged at him. He's not really afraid of that, I guess. He doesn't really know who you are. He's not really familiar with you.
Yeah.
So it just looks like you're trying to dash out of there. So he just kind of like walks to the side. He kind of looks at you funny, and he's like, I'm gonna ask you guys again. The fuck are you doing in my house? And who broke my door?
That would be me, sir.
Can I grab him and with my hand and then slam him against the wall? Just holding him up there?
Yeah, I guess you could if you want to.
Yeah.
What role would that be?
Yeah, that's
Wasn't that for aggro?
that would be a we'll say it's seized by force.
This way for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Nice.
roll again against hard.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's not a problem. So pick 3.
Woo!
Well, where is it? There.
Oh, wait,
I take definitely hold of it, like
Okay.
B in this case.
Yep.
I impress this may of frighten my enemy,
Yep.
and just in case he has something up his sleeves, maybe a knife, I just suffer a little harm.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So
I want to get a hold of him.
yeah. So you when you charge past, like he steps to the side, right, thinking like you're just booking out, but then you like turn abruptly and kind of just grip him up, right? Do you have him by like his neck, or do you have him by like the scruff of his?
At his neck, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then just slam him against the next wall and then just hold him there with one arm while holding my machete in the other hand.
Yeah. Yep. So he's like kind of struggling a little bit. It's hard for him to breathe now. So he can't really talk all that much. He didn't have any way of really harming you in this situation, so no big deal there. But he does he's like really surprised by the grab and stuff, and he says he's like, as far as I'm concerned, you guys have broken into my home, and I've not done anything. And he's like kind of wiggling around, and that's through like gasping breath. He's having a hard time communicating through the grip.
I'm going to point out that he did have his goons shoot at us.
He looks over kind of at you a little bit, Cash, and he just like he's fussing with the grip too as well. Like that's where his hands are. He's trying to get Dingo's arm off of him, and he kind of like shakes. Were acquaintances of mine, he said, but the hired men weren't mine.
No, they weren't. Because you hired because work for somebody else, and you just contracted them out. I have the proof.
Yep. Yeah, he sees the documentation and his eyes get wide, and he's like...
Blackbird kind of like fans herself with him a little bit and smiles.
Yeah, he obviously was not expecting you to have found those, because he now he doesn't really say much of anything. He just kind of like looks at them, and he kind of like chokes a little bit again, but doesn't really say anything back. He's just like, oh shit.
I look over my shoulder to Blackbird and Cash and I whisper, "Do you need him?"
I'm gonna, before that happens, I'm also going to pull out my baggie of the drugs and ask him what the hell they are.
Oh yeah. So he looks and he tries to explain it a little bit, but he's now starting to kind of like lose consciousness. He's been kind of being hung up here for a bit. So if you want any information out of him while he's conscious, you're going to have to at least let him down.
Right.
They have to tell me. I just do
yes,
what I want.
Dingo, we need him alive and conscious.
Then I just let him go.
All right. So he you let him go. He kind of falls.
The moment that changes, and Blackbird says, "And the moment that changes, Dingo, I will let you know." So you're going to cooperate with us, she says, turning back to me.
Yeah. So he falls to his knees, and he's kind of like gasping a little bit, and he looks up at Cash, and he's like, "Come on now." He says, as a man who does other gigs around town, he's like, "Surely you know that any way we can make money is a way to make money." He's like, "This has nothing to do with you or anybody else here." He's like, "So why don't you put that back before I get you for not only breaking and entering, but theft as well."
Hey man, I do honest work.
He looks at you and he says, "What's to say this isn't honest? There's nothing wrong with doing this." He's like, "Things have changed since the apocalypse hit. There's a lot of things that we have to do differently." He's like, "Just because this wasn't legal before doesn't necessarily make this not legal now." At this point,
well, why don't you tell me what it actually is?
He's like, he looks at it, and he looks over at Raphael, who has both bags, and he says, "It looks like your friend over there already knows what it is. Clearly, he wouldn't have picked up both."
I tell him to do it.
Anthony, just so you know, your mic was muted.
Oh yeah. Although at this point we're like 1.5 bags. I'm a bit on edge right now.
Okay. Yeah, he. That's
I want to see what I want to see what happens when he does the whole bag. Well,
I imagine
take them to the
Raphael
whole
just
bag.
standing there with like a little bit of snow. Just so.
I was actually going to say that was how he noticed because Raphael did not clean himself up properly, so
Nope.
there's kind of a little bit of residue on it.
Right. I will consume the rest of it then.
Yeah,
The whole bag. Yeah.
B looks over
Very
and he
eagerly.
says, clearly your friend is willing to show you exactly what it does. He's like, tell you what, he's like, I'll let this go, and he's like, I won't even think about the Nepenthe anymore if you just get the hell out of my house. He's like, I understand that the shit that I did was probably not really right. He's like, and I'm seeing that, but he's like, this is just ridiculous. He's like, he like looks over at Blackbird and he like scoffs at you and he says, at least I asked to come in.
Well, and you wonder why I didn't admit you even though I knew full well you could pay.
We actually did ask to come in. We knocked on your door. It was very polite.
He shakes his head and he goes, he's like, all right, he's like, if you don't just get the hell out of here, he's like, then there's going to be bigger issues. He's like, you may get rid of me. And he looks over at Dingo and he just like kind of like shakes his head. He's like, but there's a lot more where I came from. I promise you that.
Dingo doesn't like that at all. I think I just kill him at this moment.
Do it.
You going for it?
I'm going to actually roll to persuade you not to do it.
Okay.
It's like, no! Dingo, he may still have information that we need, and it'll just raise more questions and make our lives more difficult if we kill him now, without it being absolutely necessary. Don't. That is a 12.
Yeah.
So, that means, for you, you do it, so if you don't kill him, you get to mark XP. Notice that I was very specific, you can't kill him. I didn't say you couldn't do other things.
Yep.
Well,
And if you refuse, you have to act under fire to do it.
right. I think he doesn't do it then.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
He
cool.
looks at Blackbird and then just lets his machete, like a little bit sad, down, and then he just goes out of the door, like with hanging shoulders.
Okay. All right.
And Blackbird looks at B. You owe me your life. Don't forget that.
Yeah. So Dingo, don't forget to mark experience for that. And he B kind of looks back at you, and he goes, actually, you made a better decision. He's like, because it would have been not in your best interest to have me marked off. He's like, the minute somebody found out they couldn't get in touch with me, you would have been in a whole lot more trouble than just me and a couple of goonies. And with that, he's like, he kind of like points to the door. He's like, now if you please.
We'll be in touch.
He shakes his head. He's like, I'm sure we will. Okay. All right. So you guys get out of B's house, and you said you're heading towards the Nepenthe?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I just realized what's typed under A block. All right. So you guys walk over to the Nepenthe. You are going to try the fingers in every pie, correct?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So get over to the Nepenthe. It's just in a reference to time. It's getting to be like evening. So it's the Nepenthe is pretty much in full swing. You guys are this is a prime time to get your information and everything like that. So yeah, you head into the Nepenthe. Can you actually, I don't think we've asked. Can you describe what the inside of the Nepenthe looks like? Did we ever figure that out?
I don't think we really did.
Okay. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about it.
Nepenthe is a it seems to be 2 stories, but there's a couple sublevels too.
Okay.
So you walk in, and there's kind of like a lobby type area, and there's some benches and like a coat/bag check type room.
Yep.
And people will be like milling out in there while they figure out what they're gonna do with their evening. And then you go inside, and it looks kind of like what you might imagine like a bar or club from Arvada to look like. So there's like a bar off to the side, and a few tables set up are in that general area, and then there's like a dance floor and then a platform for performances. It's not naturally well decorated. I mean, she changes decorations pretty frequently, so it looks different from week to week.
Sure.
And this time it looks, there's a lot of like gauze stuff around, so it looks very ethereal and airy and light. There are no windows, but the building is well lit and well ventilated. And on the second floor, there's like a balcony that looks out over it and runs around the central area. And there are doors leading to bedrooms.
Okay.
And then downstairs are rooms for more interesting activities.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, so is it a well lit place? Is it a dimly lit place? Is it not lit at all? Okay. Dimly lit?
It's well, I think in this case it's kind of dim, but still lit enough where you wouldn't have any trouble seeing things.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
And the lighting is an ambiance thing.
Yeah. No, I was just trying to get like a kind of a feel for the vibe of like the floors. I assume the subfloors are probably a little less lit. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the main floor, it's kind of got this like very intimate vibe.
Yeah.
An atmosphere.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, good. So so you guys, Blackbird, Cash, and Raphael are all heading towards the Nepenthe. Dingo, do you meet up with them while they're walking, or are you just kind of tailing behind?
I follow behind.
Okay. All right. So you guys all head in get to the Nepenthe. When you guys go to get in, Dingo, are you going to join them, or do you stay outside?
I go inside and just sit at the bar.
Okay.
No, I go into the darkest corner, at the darkest table, and I just sit down.
Such a creeper, man. All right, cool.
Can we do a break, because Anthony has to have his father by something. I think we are playing for 2 hours already.
Yeah.
We can do a little break.
Yeah, I need like a 30-minute break to go help him with something. That's cool.
Yeah, no, that's not a problem at all.
All right.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Okay, we will do a
Thanks,
short
man.
break then. You said you need about 30 minutes there?
30 minutes, maybe less. I'll put you guys up on Skype when I get back. But thanks.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna pop out of here.
Yep. All right, so yeah, we'll take a quick break. I was going to push till 6:30, but that's all right. We can
All right.
and go here.
Do you want to go now?
He didn't mute his mic. So yeah, we will be, I guess, back in a little bit here. If you guys want, I don't know if any of you guys have questions or anything. I saw a couple of people in the chat that were popping in for the first time and were kind of a little bit lost and not knowing, I guess, what is going on. I can take care of that, as well as whoever, I think, was that you, Blackbird, who is now in the chat as well as Loki?
No, that's actually.
I am not, but
Gotcha.
I'm observing the chat. So
Yeah.
any comments or questions, please feel free.
Yeah, we can take anything like that real quick, and then what I'll do is I'll put up the actual hold screen, mute everything, and then we can actually, because I need to use the restroom myself, but yeah, if there's any questions or anything, anybody's concerned about kind of what's going on, not really sure. Also, thank you, Bjorn, for noticing the need for a break.
Oh, don't worry. I need a break myself.
Yeah.
All right, see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I leave you behind with a beautiful look at my closets.
Sounds good.
Well, I'm having fun with Blackbird.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's interesting. You guys avoided a very nice situation. I'll have you know that. I had something. Yeah, I had something pretty neat planned out for that interaction with B, and you totally dodged a bullet. So
Nice.
I hope people don't mind me kind of taking charge of some of the stuff. I just was coming up with a couple of plans.
no, it's good.
No, you're the operator. That.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we need it driven. Yeah, I feel bad. I want Anthony to participate, but he's so new to it. I don't think he knows to do so yet. So that's why I'm trying to like encourage him to kind of be in there as well.
The things that I usually do when there's something like that is try to give them a scene where it's like just them, or maybe them and another character to just like test out their chemistry or what they would do when they're alone or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, I was hoping that, like I said, I was hoping that the other situation would have worked out, because I think it would have been a good point for that to happen. But you know how these games go. They never go the way you kind of have planned out.
Well, I mean, if we're still planning on trying to hook up with Rage and send Raphael there, then
yeah,
that's an opportunity.
Yep, that's what I'm working on. But like, it's one of those things. I've got it. It's basically like, it's funny because the path goes one way, and then when you guys do something, it's like, okay, well, I had it going this way, but you guys kind of broke this way. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. We can readjust for that. So I start following that path a little bit, and I'm like, cool. I've now got my footing again. We're good to go. Let's go to this path now. And it's like, no, you guys decided to break this path.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of funny. In a Ripper's time, we're doing, I think, one of the first adventure paths they have in it.
yeah.
And part of that involves like killing this NPC antagonist to find in the first section, and my character's like, "No, let's keep him alive." So
Right,
we did.
right.
And it's like, he was supposed to die.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, that was.
I get yelled at if I kill people. I get yelled at if I don't kill people. Like.
Right. Well, that was again. That was the kind of situation. Like, if you would not have chimed in for sparing B, it would have gotten ugly.
Is our sound still going through the stream?
Yes.
Okay, shit. Well, it just started raining, so we can't go.
Okay.
But at some point, I do need to somehow excuse myself to go when the rain does let up.
Okay.
So I'm going to, unfortunately, not immerse myself as much as I hope to try to this time.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I just want to make no survives first contact with the players. You will learn, Peter.
I'm sorry, what was that? You broke up a little for me.
No plan survives first contact with players.
Yes, no, never. Never. Okay. All right, well, what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and, since Anthony's back real quick, I'll just take a 5-minute breather real quick and kind of put up the break screen. I'm going to use the restroom real fast, and I will be back, so you guys are welcome to do the same. Everybody in chat, thanks so much for watching so far. We'll be back for another segment of time. I wish I can give you, I don't know when Anthony plans on booking out, but we'll find something. And yeah, we'll be back in like 5 minutes or so. Thanks everybody for watching. Hey guys, welcome back, and sorry for the quick break there. We are continuing along with our adventure here, and I think last we left off, we had all gotten to the Nepenthe. Blackbird.
Did I go to the Nepenthe?
Yeah. Yes. I
I
think.
think I might have taken off my headphones.
What's that?
I think I might have taken off my headphones at that part.
Yeah. I think you guys were all kind of moving as a group. You had finished up everything that had happened over at B's place, and all moved. Unless Raphael, you're doing something other than that, but I'm not sure what you'd be doing.
Think of a few things.
What's that?
Snorting the meth.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Dingo, you said you were in kind of like the back corner where it's darker, maybe the lights.
Yeah, I don't want to creep people out that I don't want to kill.
Gotcha.
I do that out of decency.
Yeah.
See.
Okay. So maybe so how do you get it so that, you know, your mask is pretty terrifying to people. You know, people kind of know your name. So they're looking at you. They're kind of like they're feeling a little bit uneasy in general. You know, how would you make it so that the people of the Nepenthe aren't just like running out?
Blackbird would take care of that.
Okay.
You know, she'd go up to Dingo, like put a hand on his shoulder, and say, while looking at the bartender, you know, this man is my VIP today. Make sure that you take good care of him.
Yeah, bartender. What's your bartender's name?
We will call him. We'll call him Ace.
Ace. I like it. Cool. Yeah. So Ace has a towel on his shoulder. He's you know, a bigger guy, kind of taller. He's like you know, 6'5", 6'6". You know, he's a little bit stockier. Been at this bar for probably quite a while. He just you know, whips the towel off his shoulder and starts drying off a glass. He looks over at Dingo and he goes, "Beer?"
Not.
Yeah. He chuckles. He's like, "My kind of guy." He starts pouring a tap of some nice German beer. He slides it down to you, you know, old bar-esque style, and you know, a little bit frothy. It spills over a bit, but you get a nice cup of beer, and so we have.
Actually, at that moment, I put my mask off.
Okay.
Ooh.
So yeah, so you're
Like when everyone is not looking, I just get with my hand under my mask. Then I do something, and then the mask click, and then just put it off and put it right in front of me.
Okay. Yeah. So nobody's really looking at you. The bartender kind of looks
Right.
over and sees you shuffling. He's probably like one of the few people who's ever seen you with your mask off. But yeah, he looks over and he just chuckles and, you know, goes about his business. No big deal.
Wait, don't things happen when people see him without his mask? Isn't that a mechanic?
Happens to him, right? Let me see here. Unmasked. Yeah, it's more stuff to him. Oh yes. If he was interacting with the bartender, he would take some sort of what was the S harm again? We had covered that.
It's like stun.
Stun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but the bartender, like I said, he's the only one that notices, and he's neutral towards it. Like, he's not trying to, you know, fight with Dingo or anything like that. So it's really not applicable here.
But it's not like
I'm
Dingo
there still.
really disfigured. He's actually on the under his mask. He looks like a normal dude.
Yeah, I think that's why people were stunned. Like, they don't expect it to be like, most people wear masks, right, to hide something, you know, disfigured or disformed. So when they see,
well, but there's something creepy about Dingo. He has like this stare. He just stares into nothingness, like he's not really there with his mind.
Yeah.
And also, there's like a giant, how do you call it, a scar going from over his brow to his back of his head.
Sure.
That's probably what people would notice, besides his creepy stare.
Right. And you got to figure too. This is a bartender that lives in the
There
day of
he's
the day of the apocalypse, and has probably seen his fair share. So again,
yeah.
outside of the fact that he's neutral towards Dingo in general, he's not taken aback or anything. He sees it, and he actually feels like it's almost more of an honor, like that he feels comfortable enough to take his mask off in his establishment, right?
However, at Dingo he all of a sudden he looks like a leather man. He just fumbles around with his hands,
Mm-hmm.
just stares in front of him, and don't really hold eye contact with everyone.
Yeah.
Like he's you notice there's something wrong with him now.
Sure. So, Blackbird,
Yeah, Blackbird is there.
Yeah. You are
Yeah.
fingers in every pie, yes?
Yes.
All right. So tell me what you're doing to get the word out.
So she'll see Dingo take mask off. She'll nod, smile pretty, and say, "Drinks are on me tonight. Let me know if you need anything else, and I'll be back to maybe join you for one in a bit." And she's going to go talk to her right hand man for the establishment.
Okay.
And get about that way.
Sure. Is that was that Rolf Ball, or was that your best regular lamprey? I forget. We mentioned.
I think it might be. Yeah. Actually, she will go talk to Lamprey because he's a pretty likable guy who's liked by a lot of people in the hold.
Yeah.
So, and like her, he's got a lot of connections just because, like I said, he's a nice, decent guy.
Mm-hmm.
People see as harmless and pleasant to be around. So yeah, let's go talk to Lamprey.
Yeah.
And
okay.
do it that way. Hooray! That is an 8.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So all right. Let me see what we got here.
He wants to please you, and close is close, right?
Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So so you go over and you talk to Lamprey. You tell him kind of what's been happening and want to get the situation on this rage guy. You're like, who is this guy? Lamprey looks at you and he goes, hey, Blackbird, it's good to see you again. It's always a pleasure. And he takes a sip. Well, what does Lamprey usually drink? What kind of drinker is he?
I think he likes his gin and tonic.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's got his gin and tonic, the little like a little straw poking out of it, and he stirs with it, but he doesn't really drink with it. He just kind of sits in there for his decoration, and he says, what brings you into the establishment? He's like, I know that you're normally busy fluttering around doing all your rounds. He's like, it's not every day you get a chance to truly sit down and talk with all of us. He's like, what brings you in?
Well, actually, I was going to find you and to you, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there's someone I've been meaning to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Rage.
Yep. He hears the name and he doesn't really he doesn't really react to it. He kind of like goes, rage. Who's Rage? And he like takes a sip of his drink.
Well, kind of like she's kind of extrapolating here, maybe getting it wrong, but she's kind of like Cash. Cash does security work around here. He's got people that he hires out as needed, and given recent events, I think I might be able to engage in a mutually beneficial business arrangement with him.
Yeah, he starts to think a little bit more, and he goes, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah, you know what? I think I did hear about that. He's like, I've been talking to Litz a whole lot. He's always been in here making all kinds of fuss and stuff. He's always got some new story to tell. And he's like, half the time I don't even listen to him." He takes a sip of his drink again, and he goes, He goes, but I do recall hearing Litz saying something. He was like, obviously you can only trust Litz as far as you can throw him, but he means well.
Oh, Litz is the niece of the heart holder. She's the one who's not very nice.
Yeah, that's
if
her.
I remember.
Yeah, she's not really all that pleasant, but she's always got some information from somewhere. You never know where that stuff comes from, but he's like, if you're looking for information on Rage, I'd probably talk to Litz. And he kind of motions his head because she's actually in the area already. She is just sitting at a table, gossiping with a couple of people here and there.